Imagine you're a sheep farmer. Your everyday life most likely consists of waking up with the sun in order to get your herd out of the pasture so they can feed and exercise before you bring them back in to shave them. Now imagine that one day you wake up at the crack of dawn to tend to your herd, only to realize that 1,100 of them have suddenly gone missing. Well, in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to go over, as recently, a Victorian farm claims to have had 1,100 sheep stolen from their farm. Stick around because you're not going to want to miss a second of it. So what's going on? Victorian farmers are currently in a fight that may or may not destroy their livelihoods as they know it, and they don't even know who it's against. Farmers from all over are experiencing livestock theft at a previously unreported level, and it's severely crushing the economic output of these farms, and it couldn't come at a worse time. The COVID-19 pandemic has already put a massive strain on farming in the UK, along with Brexit and a poor crop yield in 2020 due to non-ideal weather conditions. The farming landscape has never seen a tougher season. Now to add livestock theft at an insane frequency makes it tough for the backbone of the world economy to put on their boots every day and work hard for the betterment of us all. Since October 18th, we've seen multiple large-scale thefts involving sheep all over Western Victoria, with 4 thefts in the past 5 weeks, with many more going unreported according to the local police. The damage from the reported thefts have been astronomical to say the least, and to those who are unaware of how severe this crisis could potentially become, let me lay down some facts for you. The numbers from the thefts are incredibly high, and they don't seem to be slowing down. It seems like the thefts are continuing to be reported all across Western Virginia at staggering rates. Thefts have been reported from farms in Lake Bullock, Cavendish, Coleraine, and Clunes between October 18th and December 23rd, 2021. In total, around 1,100 sheep have been stolen from the collective farms, with an estimated 450 coming from the Lake Bullock property alone. According to investigators, many crimes like this go unreported all the time, resulting in huge economic loss with no hope of recovery. This not only hurts the farmer, but the local economy as well. Inspector Paul Hargreaves has been working on these thefts and has put out a statement for all farmers in the area to report these types of crimes, even if it's a smaller number of livestock. The more incidents reported, the more likely the culprit or culprits can be brought to justice. Many incidents are not being reported to police, which hinders our ability to prevent, disrupt, or respond to incidents of livestock theft, is what Detective Hargreaves had to say in regards to the livestock theft. Detective Hargreaves continued, "While we acknowledge the work of local farmers in protecting their livestock, the farming community, including farmers, neighbors, stock agents, and transporters, can always do better by keeping an eye out for suspicious activity and reporting anything out of the ordinary to police." So, if you see suspicious activity around any farm, please report it to your local police, as you could be saving someone thousands of dollars. Other incidents of livestock theft. Earlier this month in a farm in Bendigo, more than $30,000 of livestock theft was reported in a single robbery. This robbery, combined with all of the others, has police estimating that the farmers have lost a total of $4 million due to the loss of profit and asset loss. In total, around $255,000 worth of sheep have been taken from farmers around Western Victoria, which is more than 1,100. Now, as devastating as this is, it's leading people to ask the question, where are all of these sheep going? I mean, a person who lives in a flat or a house with a backyard even cannot possibly keep 1,100 sheep, right? Also, how is one person going to be doing this by themselves? Well, the police have hunches that answer both of those questions. Local police are thinking that the culprit is most likely not acting alone, and that they're arriving with a large moving truck or a truck and trailer to haul all these sheep. If they're in a moving truck or a trailer, that means the culprit doesn't have to house the sheep anywhere, as they can stay in the trailer until they can be sold or butchered. The sheep are not being sold in bulk and are most likely being sold at auctions or individually and being brought with cash in order to eliminate the trail. This will make it very difficult for the police to track down the person who stole the sheep or to even find where the sheep are being sold. Either way, this is a serious problem that probably won't be stopped easily. So how do farmers stop this type of theft is the question. What can farmers do to protect themselves and their livestock? Although it's impossible to blame the farmers in this scenario, there are precautions they can take in order to prevent further loss. For starters, they can instill security measures like cameras, gates, alarm systems, motion lights, etc. in order to stop criminal activity from occurring on their property, make it difficult for thieves to access your livestock, placing barriers in the way that can only be moved with machinery, making the path to your livestock impossible to access with a large vehicle, putting an alarm on the barn in which your livestock reside in. Whatever you have to do in order to make it impossible for these animals to get taken, well, it's a smart investment, as it can prevent you from hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of asset loss. And circumstantially, Livestock theft really could not have come at a worse time. The current state of farming in the UK. Farming in the UK over the past 3 years has taken a massive blow, which has seen multiple farms go out of business, in fact, or get taken over by a large farming corporation that aims to increase food prices at every step in order to line their pockets. Farming in the UK is in a bad state for multiple reasons, some which were foreseen and others which weren't. For starters, the COVID-19 global pandemic wasn't foreseen by farmers, and the subsequent supply line shutdown was also not foreseen. The shutdown forced upon us by COVID made it impossible for farmers to sell their goods, as supply lines were completely closed off. Additionally, the average buying power of each household went way down during COVID, meaning that families were spending less on groceries anyway, which means that even if supply lines were in better shape, families would have spent less on farming products regardless. Additionally, this year's incredibly wet winter combined with the unusually dry spring made it so the ideal conditions for planting never came to pass this year, bringing one of the worst crop yields in almost 100 years, meaning that farmers couldn't even bring the usual amount of crops to sell, which in turn drives up their price due to demand being so high but supply being so low. But with the aforementioned low buying power of most families, lots of people were simply not willing to spend the amount that farmers were charging for their products, meaning there was less money for the farmers, which meant less ability to grow crop, which meant less supply. Of course, you can see that this vicious cycle continued all year in 2020 and 2021, and it still continues today, unfortunately. Lastly, Brexit had a brutal stranglehold on the farming industry that I don't think many were aware of when the announcement first dropped. The EU has many benefits for farmers, including a certain amount of protection against bad crop yields or harsh economic climates, both of which occurred the very same year as Brexit. Moreover, farmers in Great Britain used to receive payments from the EU due to their Common Agriculture Policy, also known as CAP or CAP. Farmers in the UK were getting around 4 billion euros a year from CAP, but now they receive nothing as they no longer qualify for any EU benefits. This massive loss of income has been a huge burden on many farmers, causing them to lose even more funds from this terribly difficult year. Hopefully the UK can find some way to relieve farmers soon. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. What do you think about the theft of livestock in Western Victoria? How do you think we could put an end to this? Please let us know in the comment section below. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like on it and subscribing to the channel. It's free, only takes a few clicks, and goes a long way in supporting us. Thank you all once again, and we'll see you all